KevinJMitchell, Free Agents, How Evolution Gave Us Free Will. In Free Agents, How Evolution Gave Us Free Will, KevinJMitchell delves into the intricate dance between determinism and free will, challenging us to rethink what it means to have agency over our actions. Using engaging analogies like video games and Monty Python sketches, the book explores whether humans are truly architects of their destinies or merely puppets in a world governed by complex physical laws. With vivid explanations, the book tracks the evolution of life from simple cells to conscious beings, highlighting how sensory perception, conscious decision-making, and even personality have evolved over time. Dive into the world of neuroscience, quantum mechanics, and biology to understand how free will might be more than just an illusion, and why it matters for our self-conception and future choices.
Illusion of choice. Imagine a world where your choices are just as scripted as a character in a video game. As you interact with a surly bartender on screen, every decision you make unfolds according to a preset path. While you get to choose whether to hear the bartender's tale or walk away, his reactions are not his own, they're programmed responses triggered by your choices. Here lies the crux of the age-old debate: are we, as humans, just sophisticated NPCs, or do we truly control our destinies? Physicist Brian Greene brings a provocative perspective, suggesting that what we perceive as free will is merely an illusion. The sensation of choosing may feel genuine, yet it's governed by the unyielding laws of physics, determinism, as it is known. This notion paints the future as a predetermined script, akin to a puppet show where every move is guided by unseen strings. Determinism can manifest in various forms, whether through the immutable laws of physics, the chain of life events, or the complex interplay of genes. Each implies that our future is not crafted from choices but from a narrative already authored by the forces of nature. Yet, defining free will is as elusive as holding smoke. Is it about choosing differently in identical scenarios, or does it hinge on the conscious intent behind our actions? This enigma feeds into another layer of debate. Many harvest free will as a foundational pillar for moral and religious beliefs, seeking validation for their ideologies. As we delve deeper into this philosophical quandary, the tapestry of determinism versus free will becomes more intricate, inviting us to reflect on the motivations and biases that color the discourse. The origins of life. Imagine the iconic Monty Python Dead Parrot sketch, where the line between life and non-life humorously blurs. This satire reflects a deeper truth: defining life isn't always straightforward. Life actively defies entropy, the universal drift towards disorder, by maintaining order and energy. Unlike rocks, which remain unchanged in dormancy, living organisms constantly fight decay, requiring energy input through metabolism. Before photosynthesis, early life forms derived energy from hydrogen ion gradients near oceanic geothermal vents. These molecular interactions, enclosed in fatty protective membranes, laid the groundwork for life. Within these compartments, essential compounds like RNA and DNA formed, guiding environmental interactions and enabling replication. As protocells divided, passing advantageous mutations along, evolution took root. This evolutionary dance of mutation and selection transformed simple life forms into complex, multicellular beings. Each component within an organism supports the whole, creating seemingly intentional actions and decisions. Thus, life evolved, driven by an intrinsic resilience and capacity for innovation. What marvel will evolution reveal next? Origins of agency. Organisms are not just passive bystanders in their environments, they are active participants, shaping their survival strategies beyond the slow pace of evolutionary adaptation. Consider a bacterial population thriving in an environment. It can rapidly deplete resources before evolution can catch up. This dynamic responsiveness is visible even in simple organisms like yeast, which adapts its metabolism to oxygen availability, demonstrating a rudimentary form of agency. Sensing their environment through light, sound, and chemical cues becomes essential for survival. But survival requires more than just environmental awareness, it demands movement. Organisms evolved from making random movements to exhibiting directed responses, known as taxis behaviors, to pursue resources, find mates, and evade threats. This raises the intriguing question: does this directed motion indicate conscious choice, or is it merely a mechanistic response? While scientific views suggest that these behaviors are gene-driven and do not require advanced cognition, they still hint at early forms of agency through the exchange of information about crucial environmental factors like food and toxins. Over time, organisms developed more sophisticated tools for processing and utilizing environmental information, paving the way for higher awareness and intentionality. This progression eventually led to the emergence of fully conscious beings with their own agendas, marking a journey from basic instinct to something resembling free will. Such agency exceeds mere survival instincts, suggesting that the origins of intention and decision-making have deep roots in the biological imperative to adapt and thrive. Rise of deliberate minds. Dive into the fascinating journey of cognitive evolution where the first neurons sparked a revolution in living organisms. As eukaryotic life needed to sense and interact with the world, neurons formed networks to coordinate these processes, evolving into sophisticated systems that reconciled sensation and movement. Picture an intricate relay, a network of light sensors communicating with processors to direct muscle movements. Swift reactions were vital for survival, but another breakthrough emerged with the advent of mediating neurons. These remarkable cells slowed immediate reactions, enabling organisms to evaluate sensory data comprehensively and encouraging thoughtful responses. Over time, neurons specialized further, monitoring internal needs such as energy through hunger signals. Emotions surfaced on this platform, utilizing the same neural circuits to assess and guide value judgments, from pain to pleasure, forming the backbone of decision-making processes. Our brains evolved to retain and organize neural patterns, building a repository of experiences and refining instincts. This archiving fueled the development of associative memory, a smart method connecting stimuli with fitting responses. For instance, remembering that trees bear fruit post-rainfall enhances strategic planning. This ability lets us break free from rigid genetic programming, shaping a mind capable of predicting outcomes based on prior learning. These cognitive advancements allowed organisms to respond to more than immediate stimuli, leveraging past experiences to foresee future possibilities. Actions began to stem from internal motives rather than mere external triggers, paving the way from simple reaction to conscious decision-making, the dawn of what we recognize today as free will. Free will in motion. Basic agency begins with perceiving the world and responding to it, yet humans possess an enhanced sense of self that spans time and space. Evolution has equipped us with advanced sensory mechanisms, such as camera-like eyes and auditory systems, providing a deeper understanding of our environment. However, gathering data is just the first step. Interpreting it to make meaningful sense of the world is crucial. For instance, vision requires transforming light patterns into shapes, objects, and movements, a complex process occurring in the neocortex, the brain's hub of problem-solving. Sensory systems are not foolproof, as optical illusions reveal. Our perceptions rely heavily on the brain's interpretation, which is influenced by previous knowledge and assumptions. Interacting with our surroundings helps us understand spatial and causal relationships, enhancing our grasp of the world. Our brains act as master mapmakers, linking what we perceive, do, and feel, and evolving to orchestrate more complex behaviors. This cognitive advancement enables us to foresee potential outcomes, aiding in risk avoidance and informed decision-making. Through simulating future scenarios, our brains align these projections with past experiences, preferences, and memories, allowing us to weigh our choices. This ability to act based on an integrated understanding of past, present, and possible future outcomes grants us the power of intentional decision-making. Thus, it transcends mere reactions, offering a glimpse into the concept of free will, where we actively shape our actions rather than just responding to external stimuli. Quantum choices. Quantum physics reshapes our understanding of time and choice, challenging the notion of a single, predetermined future. Remember Schrödinger's cat? This thought experiment illustrates that all potential realities coexist until a moment of measurement or decision crystallizes one into being. Visualize the future as a fuzzy, indistinct landscape, perpetually uncertain until choices make it clear. The story of Buridan's ass, a donkey unable to decide between two identical hay piles, highlights the absurdity of paralysis by analysis. Despite equal options, humans possess an innate ability to make decisions, driven by the mere act of choosing. Scientific studies using electroencephalograms reveal a fascinating insight: our brains decide before we consciously acknowledge it. This insight forms the basis of the two-stage model of action selection. Initially, a subconscious phase, guided by instinct and learning, sets the stage for a conscious, rational phase. Here, our capacity to evaluate and override instincts empowers us to make decisions that go beyond survival instincts and instead shape our world through deliberate choices. In this interplay of determinism and uncertainty, randomness is harnessed to steer decisions, highlighting the presence of free will. This model offers a fresh perspective on human autonomy, suggesting that, even amidst indeterminacy, we exercise control and influence over our paths through the power of choice. Crafting your character. Embrace the notion of conscious free will, understanding that though external factors like nature and nurture influence our desires and personalities, we aren't entirely without power. Genetics and upbringing set the stage, forming innate dispositions and habitual beliefs. Yet, the essence of who we are, our identity, extends beyond these biological and cultural imprints. It emerges through the personal narratives we craft from our experiences. Personality and character, though rooted in biology and culture, are not static entities. Personality encompasses enduring emotional patterns and motivations, while character embodies virtues and principles guiding our actions. As we grow, we have the capacity to influence these aspects deliberately, curating relationships and knowledge that bolster constructive narratives about ourselves. Though personality forms early, even predating our consciousness, we refine it through conscious decisions as we mature. This transformative journey charts a path from indeterminate beginnings to more defined individual expressions of free will. As we question internal biases and instincts with higher-order thinking and logical deliberation, we actively shape our identities. By reframing the underlying subconscious narratives, we can alter our actions and responses, steering our life trajectories. The capacity to affect change in ourselves and our environments underscores our potential. It stands in stark contrast to the notion of a predetermined future. This inherent ability challenges deterministic views, affirming that free will is real and an evolved trait of humanity. As we continue this evolutionary journey, the choices and paths we carve with our free will remain open-ended, defining the future course of our species.
Summing up of free agents, KevinJMitchell provides a fresh perspective on the age-old debate of free will versus determinism. By tracing the evolution of life from unicellular organisms to complex beings capable of intentional choice, he suggests that while our decisions are influenced by nature and nurture, they are not wholly predetermined. The book masterfully integrates insights from neuroscience and quantum physics, challenging the notion of a pre-written future while offering evidence of our capacity to shape our destinies. It argues that free will is a natural outcome of evolution, a remarkable adaptation that equips us to not only interact with the world but to change it. Embracing our evolved free will, Mitchell posits, is crucial to understanding our identity and capabilities as we navigate our collective future.